is time to go qualifying for the TC America category of SRO Motorsports America, previously the Pirelli World Challenge. And we've got a really interesting development here that is coming in the multiple touring car classes. We have TCR, we have the touring cars, TC and TCA. In the past couple of years, Cal, TCR and TCA have run as one race group, and TC has run separately. Because of the size of this track, we decided to combine them all. So we've got 3 classes of TC machines heading out on track. Ooh, and a quick spin there. I think that was Mr. Pombo in the TCA Mini, trying to gather it up. But as I said, a big field of cars, 34 strong, heading out on track for their qualifying session. This is sprint format. This is not Sprint X if you're just joining us here. In the sprint format, they will qualify. This will determine how race 1 starts, and then fast laps in race 1, and these classes still determine who starts where in race 2.
Yeah, so there's certainly a strategy to that once we get to the race here a little bit later in the day. But right now, I love to see the blend of all 3 of these classes here together. Here we see some decisions being made in terms of what sort of tires you want to start this tricky racetrack on. I think it surprised everyone with the amount of precipitation that we've had here early this Saturday morning here at Circuit of the Americas, and certainly quite some of the earlier runners in the various classes. Here we're looking at Roy Block, the Alfa Romeo, shown tremendous pace here this weekend. That's Tim Munday there.
Yeah, it is.
Certainly had a lot of success over the years, including a victory at Le Mans.
There's a few people on this team that the name may be new to people, but there's a huge amount of experience here in this team that have multiple Le Mans class wins among some of the crew people there, and they clearly have elected to go to the wet tire here for this session. Again, all 3 classes out. It's going to be a fascinating study here. There tend to be fairly big time gaps between the front runners in each of the classes, but as things open up just a little bit, it gets a little close, and everybody is out at the same time. And talk about being surprised, I mean, with these wet conditions, but to have all this number of cars out in these kind of sketchy conditions should make for an interesting qualifying.
Yeah, but if there's a drying line with the amount of cars, it should help dry the line a little bit quicker. And essentially, you got like 350 horsepower TCR machines, then about 300 for the TC, 200 horsepower approximate for the TCA. So you'll see some differences in lap time. Certainly, these TCR machines are beautiful little pieces of kit there. You can see the aerodynamic aids, and but it's a harder tire compound this year from Pirelli, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, and certainly in these conditions where it's cool and the track is slick, you've got to tiptoe gently here in these early laps.
That is the defending series champion you're looking at.
Slide.
Big wiggle there by Mr. Michael Hertzen. And interesting development for this team. It is the FCP Euro team, and it is all in-house now. They aren't affiliated with any other program. And again, he's the champion from last year. Was only 7th in the session yesterday, both sessions, practice sessions, and the car looked really, really twitchy like that in the dry. And so if they haven't been able to get a handle on it, it's going to be doing that even worse, you would suspect, in these conditions. Tyler Maxson, who's making the big step from TCA straight up into TCR with the Hyundai Veloster from Copeland Motorsports. That's the guy. He topped both of the sessions. He has been impressive.
He has. TCA champion from last year. The young man is making the move up to TCR with the same team, so we expect a lot from him. So you talk about the FCP Euro team, now all in-house. Nate Vincent, Michael Hertzen, very excited about that, having the people they work with all week long, part of their race team. They've done events together, but not at this level. So it's a big stepping stone for the team here this weekend, but I think you're right. I think this young man, Maxson, is certainly going to be the man to beat in the championship.
Well, they've developed, I think, a real sort of family relationship with he and his folks and that Copeland Motorsports team. And one of the things that's benefiting him immensely is a ton of testing in the offseason. That's really gotten him comfortable. You can look at that car versus the other Velocitors that don't run in the TCR category. All the aero on that car, it's significant, isn't it?
It really is, and it was the manufacturer champion here a couple of years ago. Ryan Eversley got the driver's title with the Honda, but certainly Michael Lewis and Mark Wilkins gave him a chase for that championship. And last year they had a bundle of wins with Mason Philippi behind the wheel. So the Copeland Motorsports team knows the car well. Big sideways movement there. Just keep the throttle buried there in one of the new Hyundais, and certainly attacking all of the classes this year with that brand, Greg.
They sure are. That's Jeff Rika. And he had a win here in the touring car category previously, so he's very, very familiar with this track, but this is a new program for him. And you can see just the horsepower differential between the TCR machine and the TC class. And Ricard, recognizing it, just moved out of the way. Didn't want to impede Vincent's lap and let him go. Interesting, after the first lap, Johann Schwartz, and you know, when you think about car control, that's Johann.
Yes.
These conditions.
The drift meister, the drift king, has the world record for drifting for umpteen hours at a time. But so a touring car has got the fastest lap so far, but I think they're going to stack the grid according to the TCR, TC, TCA.
They are.
Even if you have some overlap between the classes in this qualifying session.
Yeah, they said they will do a split start as well, so each group will have its own space on the track, so to speak. And even with this rain, that surprised us. It's supposed to dry out for the racing this afternoon and tomorrow, and so those TCR cars would be there just playing quicker to be sure. And you know, the one thing about the TCR cars, they're designed with that level of aero in mind. And I've talked to you know, in talking to some of the teams, you know, they're front drive, so you think, well, that should be really good for you in the races. And they go, no, not really, because if it's really sketchy, we can't get into the aero enough to get the tires to light up, as we've heard already from some people. There's a look at Johann, and if the program looks a little different, it is. If you remember the team that showed up and ran a few races last year, Hard Motorsport, when Johann's team decided to take a year off from racing Rooster Hall, this all kind of came together relatively late, and they are hard after it.
They certainly are, and he's been up on the wheel early.
Yes.
Still has the fastest time. We expect that to change here maybe over the next lap, as we're seeing purple sectors put together by the TCR machines, as you would expect. Right now, Maxon has the fastest first sector, and then Rega has fastest second, so the two Copeland cars looking very strong.
Yeah, Nico, Global MX5 Cup competitor in 2018, has done lots of racing as well, but Johann, these are conditions that he just absolutely revels in, to be sure. And it's just nice to see him back in the paddock. When, it looked for a while like it might not happen. And what's really cool, it was his teammate Richard Zuhlman.
Ooh, car spun there right as they came through turn 19. Great evasive action there by everyone.
The car will be able to get going again. What I was saying was Richard Zuhlman said, well, you can use my car that ran through the program that Zuhlman earned. They did the deal with Hard Motorsports. Some sponsors came together. They did the prep on Zuhlman's car on the east side of the country. They drove it here on an open trailer. The rig from Hard Motorsports came from Spokane, the big rig, met here in the paddock and did the final prep on it, and he's been quick right out of the box.
He has, but with that little bobble there, that cost him some time. Has led Toby Grahovic to leap a frog ahead of him. So right now in touring cars, Grahovic from Schwartz, 5th and 6th overall, as the TCR machines, as you would expect, have gone to the top of the heap.
Nice lap. 2:26.8.
Copeland 1-2 right now. Then the FCP Euro machines. VW is a little bit further behind.
Chandler Hull had a great run in one of the practice sessions in the TC number 94. He's third in TC right now.
A busy year ahead of him. Done
boy,
some racing over in Europe and a couple of championships now, I believe.
And then Joseph Federo in the Tech Sport Nissan sits in the 4th spot in touring car right now, having a nice run. He said they changed over and they went to the Bosch ABS system on his car, and he said, but what happens is, he said, the braking is much better on the car, but there's no rev match now, so to do downshifts, he's got to do the old heel and toe and make it work. He said it's just an interesting system with the electronics. He said, but I'll deal with the heel and toe. I like having the confidence of the much stronger braking, and he's been hustling around here pretty good.
This should be interesting. Tyler Maxon has gone purple in sector 1, meaning he's fastest overall by a half second over his teammate, but his teammate is 3/10 up in the 2nd sector, so not much to choose between them on the overall lap, but this time should go to the top, I believe, for Maxon.
Slice through, you are correct, sir.
A big margin. We'll see what his teammate can do as he now completes his lap. He's on.
Still second.
Still second, yeah. 4/10 between them.
In Touring Car A, it's been cycling quite a bit here. Pombo had it in the 61 Mini after that spin on his outlap. And then it went to young Gonzalez Jr.
Bohm is there at the top now, right?
And yeah, absolutely. And that's an interesting program too, isn't it? This Kevin Bohm, he won his 4th gold medal at the SCCA Runoff National Championships in 5 years here last year, and decided, you know, I really want to take another crack at some pro stuff. He's done stuff on occasion with other series over the years, but he really wanted to make it happen, and this deal came together with some support from the folks at CrowdStrike, AWS, and DXDT helping out, and has put him on the grid here, and he's fast.
Yeah, his first time he drove the car was here yesterday. So what an amazing performance if he can grab that pole position. A lot of stiff competition around him, though, as Pombo now leaps to the top in the Mini.
And Rika has now jumped back into second behind Grahovic in Touring Car. This is 5th, 6th overall. James Clay, and how nice is it to have Bimmer World in the Touring Car paddock again? So many years in this championship, many years ago, with James Clay right there, then Schwartz, and then Chandler Hull.
Yeah, and it's really tight. There's some superb competitors in Touring Car this year. And looking at that first sector alone, it's really close between the top 6 or 7. I think pole position could go in a number of ways here this morning.
In TCA, the guy who sits in the 3rd spot right now, you talked about Pombo going to the front, then it's Bohm. But number 22, Joey Esma, I had the pleasure of seeing this guy in 2018 running in a Formula Ford 1600 car at Road Atlanta in the series called Formula Race Promotions, which is a pro open wheel series for small bore cars. The only thing he'd ever driven in his life was chump car racing.
Wow.
And he showed up and won 2 of the 3 races and absolutely clocked the field in the wet. And it was like, oh, gotta know that. Look at this battle coming to the line here.
Record to the top, an 18.8. That's a monster lap there as time is running out.
Vincent behind him jumped to 3rd, but wow, that was a massive lap, as you said.
Yeah, they'll get the checkered flag next time by, so this will be their final lap. Maxon's looking strong here on this lap. He's pretty much equal to his teammate here in the first sector. Let's see what sort of lap he can put together, and if anyone encounters traffic which thwarts their last lap opportunity. Rega's given it up. I think he's bailed. I don't know why he would have done that.
Yeah.
He's not going to have another crack at it. Even if he saw traffic, there's no more time on the board to abort this lap and do one more.
Here's Bohm in that entry, looking pretty strong in TCA. Sitting, he got around Pombo, jumped up into the provisional pole in TCA.
A couple of tenths right now over Pombo, and then just 1/10 behind them is, excuse me, Esma's a little bit behind.
Yeah. Esma had an engine issue yesterday, and they had to put the spare in, so I'm sure he took a few laps to just sort of dial things up and see what's going to happen. Gonzalez goes to the top in the TCA entry. And that program, by the way, the VGMC racing entry has blossomed into a full 4-car program across all 3 classes. And they were telling me, keep an eye on some of those guys. And then this Tyler Gonzalez for Copeland Motorsports is another guy that has just proven to be very, very fast, very impressive. Done some Spec Miata racing, lots of karting. And he's now tops in the TCA category, but Bohm right now.
Gonzalez lap is a big one. There's a second and a half clear of Bohm and Pombo. They're just going to be able to complete this lap, and they'll be getting the checkered flag. So this is the last ditch at grabbing that pole position away from Gonzalez. Into turn 19. Car looks really well balanced. Final corner, turn 20. Racetrack's in great shape right now. Kevin Bohm to the line. Can he jump over Gonzalez for the pole? No, just shy by 6/10.
Yeah, good lap. But it's Gonzalez, Bohm, and Pombo. Now Pombo, neither Gonzalez or Pombo have taken the checker yet. up at the sharp end, pretty much everybody has, and it looks like Reger is going to hang on with that superb lap. But Maxon throwing down a good one right at the end.
Hertzen's car's coming to him a little bit. He went purple in sector 1, so there's a lot of potential still in that VW. Come race time, we could see those VWs start to attack the Hyundais on the longer run, maybe.
And in touring car, look who went back to the top here at the checkered flag, Johann Schwartz. Slipping by Grahovic and Rika. So much action in these short qualifying sessions. But so Rieger and Maxon going 1-2 here in the Copeland entries. Then Vincent Hertzen 3-4 in the FCP Eurocars. Then Gonzalez putting up another great qualifying run in the Honda Civic Type R. Then Schwartz, Grahovic, Rika, Clay, and Hull will be the top 5 in the touring cars. So it's 4 BMWs, and then the number 78 entry of Rika in the Hyundai Veloster NTC, it's called. That's third, and in TCA, it is Pombo over Gonzalez and Esma. Well, how many cars in the track? This qualifying session just flies by, tracking everybody, doesn't it?
34 cars, lots of new colors to get our heads around as we start this championship season. It's going to be exciting, but not coming to me immediately just yet, so it's good to be up here for this qualifying session and start to see some of the new combinations in action.
Pombo, Gonzalez, Pombo in the Mini, Gonzalez in the Hyundai Veloster Turbo. This is TCA. That's a great development, having that Hyundai Veloster Turbo now. Esma in the Tech Sport Subaru, Mieja in the Mini Cooper. And then Bohm rounding out the top 5 in TCA. I wanted to see, that's unfortunate. I had talked to Damon Scherzen, who of course is one of the drivers with Tech Sport. He had an engine issue as well, and he said it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make qualifying. And indeed that played out to be the case, so he'll have some work to do. But pretty fascinating, and other than the odd spin here and there, these guys doing an absolutely superb job with a big field of keeping it green and putting a great qualifying session into the books for TC America's 3 classes. Just enjoying the cool down lap, and everybody just has to drive straight to Parc Fermé, where the cars will run through tech, make sure they were all legal for qualifying. So let's take a look at some of the moments out there, and they were plenty. Earlier when the track was a bit breezy, cars were doing the dance. Yeah,
these front-wheel drive TCRs, they don't really generate a lot of tire temperature in the rear end, and the drivers have got to be up on the wheel early in these sessions. Some field with the 3 classes all running together here at Circuit the Americas, so 34 cars out on the grid. Copeland Motorsports looking strong. Reger grabs the fast time. Nate Vincent there pushing really hard as the second of the Copeland entries here. Here's our pole sitter. Kevin Bohm had a nice debut at this level of racing, 4-time national champ with the Civic SI.
Victor Gonzalez, that team and that growth program that they've put on here, it's just absolutely been superb to see what's happened here in the FIA Bruce Motorsports entry coming up and helping them out with that program, expanding to 4 cars. So it is done. TC America qualifying in the books, which means we have one more qualifying session coming your way today. Pirelli GT4 America Sprint will be out in just a little while, so make sure you stay with us.